Welcome to Come On Ref. I'm here with,
Ben Parsons.
and we're going to talk about the Browns, the Cavs, and some sad stuff about Ohio State, man.
Yeah.
So let's go first with the Browns, man. So it's real live looking at things that Sean Watson's getting better.
Yeah. So I think we all knew, well, most people figured like this was gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
Like I knew not to like worry about his first game and all that and everything. Like he's still that Pro Bowl type of player. He's still that one of the top quarterbacks in the league, and he just needed to get his rhythm back out there. And it sucks that now when he's hitting his stride, this is our last game. But I think it could give us some hope for next season. Like, okay, we know he can still be this top tier quarterback. We just had to let him get his rhythm back, and next season gives us a lot to look forward to.
Oh yeah. And I'm gonna read a few stats to see if y'all agree that he's been getting better. So his first game, he had 131 yards, zero picks, no zero touchdowns and one pick. Then the second one, he had 276 yards, one touchdown, one pick. Then the third game, 161, one touchdown, zero picks. And the real cold one, when it was like below 25,000 degrees, 135 yards, zero touchdowns, one pick. And this past week, the best game I've seen him play, 169, three touchdowns.
Yeah.
So you can tell, stat wise, you can tell.
Yeah, no, he's definitely improving. Just even if you don't, even just aside from the stats, if you just watch the games, you can
Mhm.
tell he looks way more comfortable out there and everything. That first game, he looked kind of somewhat ratty. You could tell his throws are off and all that, and that's just not him. He's not gonna make an inaccurate throw like he
Right.
was in that first game, you know. And then you could see in this last game, like because there's plays out there that aren't shown up on the stat sheet, like his ability to avoid the sacks and get out of situations is like that's a huge X factor. And you can see he's getting his pocket. I remember I talked about this at his first game when we had the show. His pocket, you could tell his pocket awareness was still like there, even after not playing for so long. And that's what I was excited about because I knew he'd get his throwing, his rhythm back, and all that. But once I noticed that his awareness in the pocket, like he still had that, that was a huge that's a good thing because that's something that could take a lot of time to get back. That's like something a lot of quarterbacks still don't have. Getting building your pocket awareness is not easy to do, and his awareness is looking better and better every week.
Yeah, you could definitely tell that he's definitely improving and stuff like that. And it's good to see. And I'm
Yeah,
excited for next year when they
and
get a
yeah,
full off season to work together.
yeah. And
Amari Cooper.
people also have to realize too, these stats are with him having Nick Chubb because we're still not a pass first team, so he's not gonna put up 400 yards a game. Like people might see some of these stats and think they're still underwhelming and all of that, but you also have to remember we have Nick Chubb back there. They're gonna give the ball to Nick Chubb no matter who's our quarterback. So he's doing his job and he's looking good. And I think next season you're going to see the offense take a big stride. And
Hmm.
after next week, we'll do a show of the full season
Review.
review and what we think needs to happen in the off season. So we'll save that for next season.
We're gonna say
I
that.
mean, next episode. I mean.
He said next season.
We'll
I
save
knew
that
what he
for
meant.
next episode. We're just
Right.
focused on this right now. But yeah, no, he's definitely improving. Sucks. We're officially out the playoffs. I don't think we've done a show since that, but we are officially at the
We're
playoffs.
officially out, y'all. No, there's no hope.
No hope. It's our chances are gone, but hopefully
If you're
next
on Madden,
season,
you still got a chance.
yeah,
Yep.
to go lead us to a Super Bowl on that and make us feel some type of way. But
Yeah.
hopefully through this off season, we don't have a first round pick this year, but hopefully they get things together and get things going. But we'll save that for next episode. But yeah, no, he's definitely improving, and I think we'll be just fine.
So Ben, let me ask you. I know how was your weekend was cool, right?
Yeah.
Your weekend was good.
It was all right.
Why was it? Why wasn't that all right? I mean, why was it just all right?
Okay, it probably wasn't a good weekend.
Why wasn't it a good weekend? Just tell me.
The one team who I had hope in let me down.
They did. They let everybody
Twice.
down. Twice.
The second time this season, they let me down.
Yeah. And the kicker, he needs to enter the transfer portal and needs to go
He already
and goes
this
to Air
is the
Force.
second team he's been on. I think he was a senior this year. But no, Ohio State, it's just annoying because I'm not mad at Ohio State because the way they played it that game, that was the type of team we are this year. They played so good that game, like Georgia's the number one team. We can't act like Georgia's not dominant. So I'm not mad that it was a close game or anything. The way we played was honestly like I had nothing to be mad about. Like, we were playing unbelievable. That's how we were supposed to play against Michigan. That's the type of team we are right there. That way we played, we were a field goal away from the national championship. We gave them the chance, and I knew the pressure was going to be too big for him. 50-yard field goal to send your team to the national championship at crowd. I knew the pressure was going to be too big for him.
Yeah, it looked like a middle school kick, didn't it?
He just completely bombed it. The pressure just got to him. He was not ready at all for that moment.
Right.
I mean, you're never really going to be ready for that moment. That's just
you just got to go out there.
That comes from experience, and this is probably the first big kick he's ever had in his life. And it just so happened, man, it just sucks. Though. It really sucks because we deserve to win that game.
We did.
And I think if Marvin Harrison Jr. would have never got injured, we would have won. Because once he got injured, our offense kept stalling out. Once you game plan your whole offense around one player, and then he gets hurt, that's like what happened against the Notre Dame game, first game of the season when Jackson Smith and Jigba got hurt. And that early in that first quarter, we game planned around him, and then he got hurt. You seen our offense struggle the rest of the game.
Right.
We still put out a win, but then you seen they had to go readjust for the rest of the season. And just so happens we have a guy like Marvin Harrison Jr. to put us on his back. But if he would have never got injured, I'm telling you right now, that game, we would have won that game by at least 10 points.
We were the better team, honestly.
We were the better team, yes. Yeah. I'm telling you, if it was not for Marvin Harrison Jr. getting injured, we would have won that game. Because our offense couldn't do nothing once he got injured. They kept stalling out and all that. So I think if he never gets injured, we win that game. And honestly, I think we would have won the championship. And we would have. I think we would have won TCU. We would have won TCU. TCU, I'm not gonna lie, they surprised me the way they played against Michigan.
Yeah,
they look good against Michigan. I'm not gonna lie, their quarterback's not a bad quarterback.
He's projected to be drafted this year.
He's not a bad quarterback. Oh, I definitely think he could land somewhere in the NFL team and possibly start. He honestly surprised me, but I'm also not as impressed because I still don't believe Michigan was a great team this year. I think they just played their best game they could have against Ohio State. And when it comes to rival games, rival games are different. You can't compare goodness off of that because rival games are just different. That's all a mental thing. And I think we ultimately just weren't not to go back to the game, but I just don't think we were ready for that game. And I never believed that Michigan was as good as they played against Ohio State. We had a lot of busty coverages that game and all that. And so to see them get beat by TCU didn't surprise me. I never believed they were a great team. I think they were a good team, but I don't think they were on the same level as us in Georgia. And that's why I think if we would have won this game, you would have seen us holding up that national championship trophy. TCU might beat Georgia, though, because I don't think any defense could have stopped our offense. As long as Marvin Harrison Jr. would have played, if he would have played in that national championship game, he's putting up over 200 yards. None of their DBs were going to guard him. That DB Georgia had, who was one of the best DBs this year, he made him look silly. That was one of the main matchups going into this game. Can you compete against da-da-da? He made him literally look silly. That DB did nothing. Marvin Harrison Jr. had 3 TDs almost in the first half. So he would have put up over 200 yards in the championship game, weren't ridiculous. It would have been a blowout. I think.
Yeah.
I honestly don't think they could have stopped our offense at all, and it's unfortunate about it.
You got to give them their props. They did come back though.
They did. No, they're not a bad team at all. Georgia's a good team, and what's his name, Stinson Bennett? He led them. He stayed poised and led them to that comeback in a big moment. So I definitely give them their props. They're not a bad team at all. They're a great team, but I think we are the better team, and unfortunately, just cards didn't fall our way. Kicker misses kick. Marvin Harrison Jr. got injured. Stuff happened, but I definitely think we deserve that win the game. It was a tough loss to watch though. That was, man, when we missed that field goal, I was just like, no way. We lost by 1 point.
We knew we was going to the championship then.
I honestly didn't know if he was gonna make it because I knew they said it's 50 yards. The crowd was going crazy. I'm like, he might miss this. So I wasn't shocked that he missed it, but man, I just didn't want to believe that he would miss it. And he kicked it right when the ball was dropping. So I'm saying yes, the kick happened right when it was hitting midnight for the new year. That was like, that's what's so crazy about it, because I'm watching that as the ball is dropping. Like the countdown was happening and he was lining up for his kick. And if he would have kicked that would have just been
amazing.
Oh my gosh. If he would have made that going into the new year, literally he kicked it right on the, they were like 10, 9, and he was lining up for his kick. I'm like, I'm sitting there trying to look at Bills. I'm like, forget the ball. I'm worried about this right now. So it sucks. It definitely sucks. And one thing I will say, though, is CJ Stroud silenced all his haters that last game. All the stuff they said bad about him not playing good in pressure, him not running when he should run. He ran last game. He did everything he possibly could to win us that game.
Yeah.
CJ Stroud played the best game I've ever seen him play that last game. He literally was running. He never runs. And he was running. You see, he had like a 30-yard run late in that fourth quarter to put us in that field goal range. And I can see why he doesn't run as much. He doesn't look like the fastest guy at all.
Right.
But he did not look fast at all. But when it comes to like giant holes, you've got to take those runs.
To extend the play.
Yeah. And you've seen him doing that in this last game. And CJ Stroud played a game of his life that last game, and he deserved to win that game. Ohio State deserved that win that game. Ryan Day deserved it. You could tell how much it meant to Ryan Day. Every time he scored a touchdown, you never see a coach going crazy. He was going crazy. He wanted that win so bad. And they definitely deserved to win it. They did. But
let's go on some. I know you're sad. Let's get happy. Let's get some joyous occasion. There was a wonderful event that happened.
Yeah.
In Cleveland.
Yeah.
Definitely. We got our own Wilt Chamberlain.
No, they Donovan Mitchell. He seen Ohio was sad from the game. He seen we were sad, so he had to put Ohio on his back and give us something to cheer about. And the game he had was unbelievable. And what's crazy is he did it almost all in the second half. So for everyone that doesn't know, which I'm sure most of you do, Donovan Mitchell dropped 71 points his last game against the Chicago Bulls. Not only did he drop 71, he did it without Darius Garland and Evan Mobley. We were down by 20 at the half, and I think he only had like somewhere around 18, 20 points at halftime.
Wow.
And he ends with 71. Hit the game-time shot to go into overtime, and then took over in overtime, and the Cavs ended up winning that game. What was his stats?
71 points, 22 for 34, 8 rebounds, and 11 assists. It was people keep saying that Luka's performance was better. I don't think so. I'm a scorer.
Yeah.
I like scoring. I like looking at scoring.
But also, they keep saying it was better because they had a triple-double. He was only 2 rebounds away from a triple-double.
Right.
He's 71 points, 8 rebounds, and 11 assists. That is a beyond ridiculous stat line.
Yeah.
He was 2 rebounds away from a triple-double. You can't, come on. And he's a point guard. I guess Luka is too, but Luka's 6 inches taller than him. So, no. No. His stat line is better. And he literally had to put us on their back to even have a shot at winning that game. I remember he said he told JB, he said to in that second half to not take him out, to let him play the whole game and let him try and figure out a way for us to win. Because he knew we didn't have Garland, he knew we didn't have Mobley. He was just trying to figure out a way to win, and ultimately he knew he just had to go get a bucket every single time.
He had to, because he was the only way they was gonna win, and he did it. He willed that team. He definitely did.
Yeah, no,
It was exciting to see. It was exciting to just be a part of it, because watching it is like being a part of it. You know. Yeah.
For him to come here and do that, it was, especially the best part about it all is it was with the home crowd. So they got to cheer about it and everything. And you could see at the end of the game, he was smiling when he was going to hit those free throws to try and get the second one. He knew what he was about to do.
Right.
And that's a once-in-a-lifetime achievement. What did it say? He was the 9th player ever to drop 70?
I think it was the 8th, tied 8th.
Something like that. Mm-hmm. The only other active NBA player to do that hit 70, and it was Devin Booker. It was like 4 or 5 years ago. So that's an insane accomplishment, and to do it against a good team. The Bulls aren't a bad team; they're a playoff team. So that was just ridiculous to watch. He really took over.
Yeah, he did. It was an explosion. I loved it. It was amazing.
Yeah, no, the Cavs are
in good hands.
Like
All State.
We're not sponsored by them yet.
Oh, I know. You got the red shirt on.
You were practicing?
Yeah, I was just practicing.
You were practicing, hoping we get sponsored by them?
Yeah, All State. You're in good hands.
Maybe.
Parsons.
And
my name is
All State is not red. You think of a State Farm.
Same thing.
2 different companies. So it's okay. He's tired today.
I got my coffee.
He had a long night.
Not a long night. It was a short, long night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
State Farm is the red. Remember Jake from State Farm?
Jake from State Farm.
All State is the one dude with the deep voice.
And
I'm pretty sure they're blue.
Right. And the one guy at State Farm, that was the funniest commercial when the guy smelling his own beard.
You talking about yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
But no, I think the Cavs with a performance like this, I think this is gonna uplift them, like energize them, and make them want to play even better.
And Ricky Rubio is coming back soon.
In 2 games. I think it's 2 more games.
They said he should be back
by the Pelicans.
Yeah, so that's gonna give us another.
The New Orleans Pelicans.
And Zion won't be playing that game either. He just got injured for a few weeks. Speaking of other Cavs, one thing I got to bring up to everybody.
Oh yes.
One thing I got breaking news. Something that happened on the way here today. I met Jared Allen at the store. He was casually just grocery shopping, which it's crazy to me to think that dude's a millionaire. They have a game today. He's gonna be playing in the NBA game in just a few hours, and he was just casually at the store shopping. I went, grabbed a picture with him. I would pull it up, but it'd be kind of hard to show.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard to show.
Just trust me, you can take our word.
I seen it.
They seen it. It did happen. I met Jared Allen. His hands are huge.
It could have been a fake picture, They got them apps now where you can just put anybody's picture on there. Yeah, but that's between us. I'm not gonna tell nobody.
Jared Allen.
It was him.
That is one big guy. I'll say that.
I'm bigger than him.
Oh, really?
Yep.
If you seen the picture,
I'm about a good 7'2". Yeah, about
sure. Almost the same height as you. And in the picture of Jared Allen, I didn't come up to.
I don't have my legs on.
Oh, you never put your legs on to come to school?
Yeah. I always bend.
Oh,
you get it, Ben? Get it, Ben?
Bro, we're gonna stop the bad jokes there and end the show.
Ben is short. Y'all didn't get it. Never mind. But yeah, that was a horrible joke. But no.
For everyone out there, I'm 6'5".
I'm 7'1". But yeah, man, that was the best performance I ever seen.
Yeah, no, the Cavs are
better than LeBron.
Yeah. That was definitely the best Cavs performance ever. I mean,
I'm calling it now.
Game 7 LeBron, that's still going to be a better performance just because that was Game 7. He did that situation. But that was regular season. That was the best performance in Cavs history.
Oh, yeah.
Sure. But, yeah, no, the Cavs are looking good. We got they're our last team to look forward to. Brown season ending, Ohio State just ended, Guardians are done. So we got the Cavs. Gonna be a lot of Cavs talk coming up, but luckily they're one of the best teams in the NBA.
Yeah, ready. I'm ready to watch.
Yeah,
Them.
it'll
Yeah.
be exciting, and they're only getting better. But
Oh,
that'll do it for this week. As always, it was a good show, and we will see you guys next Wednesday. Thank you for tuning in.
Wait 1 second. 1 second.
Oh no! Hurry, cut the cameras. Cut the cameras.
I noticed something, y'all. Y'all watch, but y'all don't like. Y'all don't comment. So subscribe, like, and comment.
And don't forget to hit the little bell by the subscribe button.
I know where all of y'all live.
You're gonna get us kicked off the internet. The best part about it all, though,
you see my face is serious.
It's free. You don't have to pay anything.
Anything. We just need some likes. Okay? Like if you see somebody that needs water, they need water. I need likes
yeah.
That was a great analogy.
All right, well, we'll end with that, and we'll see you guys next week.